Goddamn Mario Party. So it's currently about 1 in the morning, and I was working on a video for my main channel, Comic Drake, where I talk about comic books, and my name is Drake, and I started getting, irrationally mad about the new Mario Party game that came out, Super Mario Party, for the Nintendo Switch. Because I played it with one of my best friends earlier today, and I played it last night, and I had a grand old time, but it just feels so hollow. And then I forgot that I actually had a platform to talk about this since I used to run a gaming channel, this one right here. So I figured, hey, why don't I just go back to my roots and bitch about Mario Party for a little bit. So one thing I definitely want to say is that Super Mario Party is not a bad game. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think a lot of the cool modes in there are somewhat unique. Yeah, admittedly, for the games where you can take the two Switches together and change things up, it's neat, but there's not too many of them available, so it's not really worth it. But Mario Party for the Switch is supposed to be a more true-to-form return to the standard Mario Party format, especially with how the series has kind of gone off the rails. But I like this series more than I probably should, and I think a big reason for that is I am very nostalgic for my childhood where I played these games religiously with my friends. The whole, you check your friendships at the door, the brutal, kind of crazy RNGesus stuff that goes on. The mini-games are simplistic, but they're easy to understand, and they cause such brutal tension during the gameplay. And that is still present in Super Mario Party, but it does seem so watered down. There are some new elements that add a little bit more strategy to it, whereas each character has their own special die that you can use, giving more variety to how you traverse the stuff. I like it. It's great and fun, but it still feels empty. And then I think about some of the games that I liked previously. I think I really liked the Mario Party games for the Nintendo 64 because, I grew up on those. I also really enjoyed Mario Party 4 for the GameCube. And I really feel that after 7, it just started growing stagnant. I don't believe that Mario Party, at least what we're getting, is a $60 game. If you look at Super Smash Bros., that is definitely a $60 game. It shouldn't even be $60 with how much content they stuff in it. This days worth of musical soundtracks from across so many different games, the original soundtracks, the completely remastered soundtrack with full orchestral sounds, multiple characters, in-depth mood sets, all of this crazy other modes. You have so much going on, trophies, stickers, everything. This game is packed to the brim with content, and yes, Smash Bros. Is a $60 game. I'm not saying that Mario Party needs to have that kind of complexity, but I definitely feel like it should have more for a $60 price tag. The only reason that I spent money on this was because I wanted to enjoy time with my friends, and I feel that the value in it comes from my interaction with them more so than the gameplay itself. The gameplay just kind of facilitates the enjoyment that I have interacting with my buddies. But at the same time, Mario Kart, which is a pretty simplistic game series, feels like it has more value, even though it arguably has less going on. You got characters of varying weights that you can customize your karts in newer series, but I mean, outside of it being different tracks and a couple of interesting little modes, why does Mario Kart feel like it's a more complete product? And I really feel it's because Mario Kart as a whole hasn't changed all that much. You press A, you drive forward, you throw the blue shell whenever you are far behind. You got green shells, red shells, bananas, all the fun stuff that you would expect. There are some minor tweaks here and there. Every game has their own unique gimmick, but it still feels like a more fleshed out product. So Mario Party has been having this identity crisis. It's very much moved away from the traditional board game with mini games that we had seen in the past. And again, this is going back as a true to form. Can you tell I'm not working off of a script here and I'm just gushing out my thoughts? Maybe one way to get around that is because Mario Kart tends to bring back some of the older tracks. And I'm not saying that we need to have every single board that we've ever seen in the Mario Party series, but maybe one or two wouldn't hurt, hell, even as DLC. In this one, there's only a few items. Some of them are just, your standard variations of mushrooms, but it feels a lot less chaotic, which I feel is a standard when it comes to the Mario Party games, or even just any of the Mario spin-offs. Even something like the Mario Sluggers series and the Mario Strikers, there's just a bit more chaos. There's some organization to it, but it's that you never know what's going to happen, and where the rubber banding effect always seems to come in play, where you can go from last place to first place in any of these at the drop of a hat. I think that's a big factor. We've seen so many different characters in the Mario Party series just kind of vanish. We have Toad, one of the most iconic characters in the entire Mario series. He is taking more of a leading role as a host, but he's not playable. And for some people, that's their character. I don't know. I feel like if I'm paying $60 for the Mario Party games, I just feel like I should have more than a few boards, a couple of other novelty modes, and just some mini games that are just reskinnings of each other. The concepts that you get for a lot of the games are pretty easy. Avoid the thing, collect the things, yada yada yada. And yes, you have some neat little motion control games, little cool little gimmicks, but I don't know. I don't know what could be done to spice it up. I just know that this doesn't feel like I'm getting the full cost. I'm not getting the full value out of it. Maybe we get more characters, more boards, more mini games. Make it like a medley of things past. Have like at least, I don't know, every new entry in the series you get like 2 of the classic boards. Maybe do more DLC. I just expect a lot of items, a lot of characters, a lot of craziness, and also let's just not even get into the fact that the game's not balanced. But I don't know. I know I've been so negative, but I really do enjoy the game. I have a lot of fun playing it. The neat little novelties are just that, neat little novelties. I have a lot of fun for, the 5 minutes before they get boring, because, there's only so many times you can push sprites into place before it's, okay, I get it. It's like, whenever you're playing the WarioWare games, you can only play those micro 2-second games enough times before it gets a little repetitive. It has a really fun mode where you have this rafting segment where you have 4 players working together to try to make the best time, and the mini games are more cooperative to increase more time. There's a really cool rhythm section mode that reminds me a lot of Ribbon Heaven, which is one of my favorite underrated game series that Nintendo has ever made. There's some really neat stuff in here. Maybe it should be given more, I don't know, of a presence. I feel that the main pull has always been, hey, it's a board game, you got some mini games, screw over your friends. And I don't know, I don't feel that. I don't feel like I wasted my money because I think that my friends have given this value. I enjoy going over, and also the fact that it's portable is fine. I don't want to be those assholes in IHOP all giggling our asses off playing Mario Party and just being a general nuisance to everybody around us. But the fact that it's portable, I think it's neat, even if you have to use your Joy-Con and you can't really, I don't know why you would want to play with yourself, but that's not really possible since you have to separately detach the Joy-Con. I enjoy it. I don't regret buying it, but I feel that this game can be better and should be better. And I'm disappointed because of the general standard of quality that Nintendo has always put on their series. I might just be a awful Nintendo fanboy, and honestly, nobody hates Nintendo games more than Nintendo fans, as I've seen online. I guess I'm just disappointed more than anything else. I haven't had a bad experience with it, but I haven't had a great experience with it. So I guess I'll just boot up my N64 and play that again. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep making videos on this channel. It was just a random one-off thought that I had just from earlier today. Who knows? I know that everybody's going to realize, oh yeah, I forgot that I subscribed to this asshole. I'm going to go ahead and unsubscribe. But hey, these are my unscripted, unfiltered ramble rant. Do with it as you will. Subscribe? I honestly don't care. Listen, I got my 100,000 subscriber plaque. If I dip down under that, whatever, I got it, we're good. I'm not making gaming content as much anymore. I generally focus on Comic Drake, which is my bread and butter, and I have, frankly, a lot more fun making comic content. So if you like comic books, then I guess, hey, look, Batman Court of Owls. Go click on a link to subscribe to that. If you want to subscribe to this channel, sure. Patreon, Twitter, everything else, sure. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work on making my other videos, and I guess I will see you guys eventually. Bye.